If you've been gardening for any length of time, you've probably heard bold claims like, "This input wakes up soil overnight," or "One application transforms your garden." On Soilpower, we don't chase hype. We test, observe, and share what actually works. Today, we're tackling a question I see constantly in the comments: biochar, alfalfa, or kelp. What truly boosts soil microbes fast? All three are powerful tools. All three have a place in regenerative gardening, but only one creates an instant biological response you can actually see in your plants within days, not months. This article is about passing the correct information, using the right ratios, and understanding why timing and biology matter more than marketing. Let's dig in. Why instant matters in the garden. Before we compare anything, we need to be clear about what instant really means in soil biology. Soil microbes respond to signals and food sources. Some inputs change the physical structure of soil, some feed microbes slowly, and some act like a biochemical alarm clock, telling microbes and plants to wake up and get to work. If your garden is struggling, yellowing, stalling, or refusing to flower, you're not just dealing with a nutrient issue. You're dealing with a biological slowdown. What we want is an input that doesn't just sit in the soil but triggers activity. That distinction is everything. Biochar, powerful but patient. Biochar is one of the most misunderstood garden inputs on the internet. I love biochar. I use biochar. But biochar does not supercharge microbes instantly, and saying it does sets gardeners up for disappointment. Biochar is essentially a carbon skeleton. Think of it as long-term housing for microbes. Its porous structure creates millions of microscopic spaces where bacteria and fungi can live safely, protected from predators and drying out. Over time, this leads to incredible soil resilience, better nutrient-holding capacity, and improved water retention. But here's the truth: many skip over biochar is biologically empty when you add it. If you apply raw biochar directly to soil, it can actually tie up nutrients temporarily. That's because biochar wants to be colonized. It will pull nutrients and microbes from the soil to fill itself. This means biochar works on a weeks to months timeline, not days. It's a foundation builder, not a stimulant. If you're planting trees, building beds, or thinking long-term soil regeneration, biochar is gold. If you want an instant microbial explosion, biochar is not your tool. Alfalfa, a slow-burning biological feed. Alfalfa is another excellent input that often gets mislabeled as fast-acting. Alfalfa brings nitrogen, trace minerals, and a fascinating compound called triacontanol, which promotes plant growth and root development. It feeds microbes, but it does so indirectly. When you apply alfalfa, especially as a fermented plant juice, or FPJ, you're providing a steady food source. Microbes break it down, multiply gradually, and over time your plants respond with improved vigor and healthier growth. The keyword here is over time. Alfalfa FPJ does not send an instant biochemical signal. It doesn't shout, it whispers. Within a week or two, you'll notice better color and growth, especially in leafy crops. For ongoing fertility and soil building, alfalfa is fantastic. But if your plants look stuck and you want to see movement quickly, alfalfa isn't the fastest lever to pull. Kelp, the instant microbial signal. Now we come to kelp, and this is where things change. Kelp is not just a nutrient source, it's a biological communicator. Seaweeds evolved in one of the most competitive microbial environments on Earth, and as a result, they produce powerful natural compounds that signal growth, stress resistance, and reproduction. Kelp contains naturally occurring cytokinins, auxins, and gibberellins, plant hormones that don't just feed plants, but tell plants and microbes what to do. When applied correctly, kelp doesn't wait for decomposition, it acts immediately. This is why kelp stands alone when we talk about instant microbial activation. It flips the switch. Soil microbes wake up, nutrient cycling accelerates, and plants respond rapidly with deeper green leaves, faster growth, and stronger flowering signals. On Soilpower, this is the difference. We care about observable response, not theoretical benefits. The FAIR test: alfalfa FPJ versus kelp FPJ. To remove guesswork, honestly, the best approach is a simple side-by-side test. Same plants, same soil, same watering. The only difference is the input. Both alfalfa and kelp can be turned into FPJ, fermented plant juice, using the same method. This keeps the comparison fair and biologically consistent. Fresh plant material is chopped finely and mixed with brown sugar at a 1-to-1 ratio by weight. The sugar draws out plant juices and fuels beneficial fermentation. After a few days in the shade, the liquid extracted is your FPJ. Alfalfa FPJ typically ferments gently over 5 to 7 days. Kelp FPJ is faster and more aromatic, often ready in 3 to 5 days. That speed alone hints at the difference in biological activity. Correct application, ratios matter more than quantity. One of the biggest mistakes gardeners make is over-application. More input does not mean more benefit, especially with biologically active ferments. For both alfalfa and kelp FPJ, the correct dilution for soil application is 1 part FPJ to 500 parts water. For foliar spraying, which is especially effective with kelp, a gentler 1 to 800 dilution is ideal. In a small home garden of about 10 square meters, this translates to roughly 20 milliliters of FPJ diluted into 10 liters of water. For a medium garden around 50 square meters, 100 milliliters in 50 liters is perfect. Larger gardens scale proportionally. Apply to already moist soil, preferably in the early morning or evening. This protects microbial life and ensures better absorption. What you'll actually see in the garden, this is where theory meets reality. With kelp FPJ, changes often show within 24 to 72 hours. Leaves deepen in color, new growth accelerates, plants look more awake, flowering crops show stronger bud development, and stressed plants often rebound noticeably. Alfalfa FPJ produces more subtle changes. Growth improves, but it unfolds gradually, over a week or more. It shines as a maintenance input rather than a rescue or stimulant. Biochar, as expected, shows no immediate visible response. Its magic happens underground, slowly improving soil structure and microbial habitat over time. So, which one truly supercharges soil microbes instantly? The answer, grounded in biology and observation, is kelp. Not because it's magical, but because it works differently. Kelp doesn't wait to be broken down, it communicates directly with living systems. It tells microbes there's abundance. It tells plants it's safe to grow. That doesn't make alfalfa or biochar less valuable. It simply means each tool has its season and purpose. If you want fast biological activation, kelp is unmatched. If you want steady fertility, alfalfa excels. If you want long-term soil regeneration, biochar is essential. Smart gardeners don't choose one forever. They choose the right tool at the right time. Final thoughts from Soilpower. Gardening becomes powerful when we stop copying recipes blindly and start understanding why things work. When you know what an input actually does, you can build soil with confidence instead of hope. If this article helped you see soil biology more clearly, that's exactly what Soilpower is about. Real experiments, real results, and no shortcuts that backfire later. If you found value here, subscribe to the Soilpower YouTube channel. Share this with a fellow gardener who's overwhelmed by conflicting advice, and let's keep growing healthier soil together, one correct decision at a time.